sorry, this is OWTMS signing back on. Video kind of cut off again because I wasn't keeping track, as I said before. One thing to keep in mind is that magical items like staves and whatnot sell for a lot more, you know, based on like these little enchantments they have, like clay golem, bone armor. So basically you want to look out for those. If you ever see a stave drop, basically pick it up, identify it, or kind of look at what enchantments it's got on there, and then you know, kind of know what enchantments are worth more, essentially. Usually the higher the level of the enchantment, the better, or the more it sells for.
Good evening.
And obviously, if you're in one of those classes like Sorcerers, Necromancer, Druid, or whatever the enchantment is, you could also equip the item to actually get the stat bonuses. But if I equip it, of course, it's not going to do anything.
What can I do for you?
So, you know what? Because I didn't pick up a guitar, I'm going to kind of show off how the gamble works here. Now, if you didn't know, if you haven't played, like, really, if you're not too into RPGs, usually you haven't really played any, the gamble, in general, is just an area where you can go to basically, they cost a little more than regular items. You can kind of bet on them to have random enchantments, so sometimes they can be rare, unique. They can only go up to rare, by the way. They cannot be unique or part of a set. I know that for a fact. Those items can only be found. I believe that's also the case with crafted. I could be wrong. But having played this game for probably longer than anyone else, I think I know what I'm talking about. So anyways, you can see there I bought a Guitar of Worth, which basically provided 2 minimum damage, so that means +2 to the first digit there in one-handed. So you see it says 6 to 7 rather than 4 to 7 because it added 2 to that value. So now I'm going to dual wield those, and you'll notice that when you dual wield, they appear in the same box. So attack damage, you see 10 to 12 and then 7 to 12 there. That's because I am equipped with 2 weapons. So they kind of have to share the space, you know. Stack them on top of each other. Of course, if you're not wearing glasses, you may want to be, because that's extremely small writing. Same thing with attack rating, because the attack ratings of weapons might be different if they're different weapons, or if they have different stat bonuses. Now, if they're the same class of weapon, they're going to have the same base attack rating, unless they provide attack rating. Like if it says +20 attack rating, or like it's an iron weapon or a steel weapon and it provides like 40 or 50 or 100 or whatever. Otherwise, it's all going to be the same. I believe the assassin, like I said earlier, can also dual wield daggers, but I'm not going to do that because guitars are much stronger. Well, I won't really say that they're a lot stronger than guitar or dagger class weapons, but I just prefer to use claw class weapons. I may eventually switch over to dagger. Well, actually, I probably won't because I've put points into guitar class mastery, claw class mastery, so. Yeah. Like, a Chris would be a good example of a dagger class weapon that's actually really good. But once again, I'm not going to equip that, since by the time rolls around that I can actually get that weapon, there'll be better claw weapons available for me. Here's a short bow like I talked about. Now, this one's not a good example. Well, actually, yeah, it is. See, it has a required amount of dexterity. So for weapons like these, I mean, actually, what I will say is that pretty much the only weapons that don't require dex are heavy axes, some two-handed swords, and like your occasional, what is it? mace. Well, I won't say your occasional mace, because they really, in general, don't require dexterity. But, yeah. There aren't necessarily a lot of weapons that don't require dexterity. Like, swords require them. Axes, I don't think ever do, actually. That's not necessarily true, but... well, actually, yeah, it is. Some maces and some axes, I think, do. Actually, yeah, for sure. But, you know, that's pretty much with any class. Most of the weapons you'd think would require dexterity do, is what I'm trying to say. You know, so it doesn't really require any prior knowledge of the game. You just kind of have to do the... well, using logic, that's probably going to take more dexterity than a sword, because... and there you have it, you know. I mean, if you think about an axe, you're not going to be swinging it around in too many different directions. You don't really need deft movement for an axe. That's why those big bulky guys in like TV shows or anime are always carrying them around and just fucking like toppling trees with them. Because all they need is strength. They don't need dex, right? Or agility or any of that shit. Because they're just bros with big, heavy things. I don't know. I'm actually going to try to end this off here soon because I'm going to end the recording session here because I've done a half an hour now. Actually, I'm gonna kill Bish Bosh here. That was really easy. Man, I haven't played the game in normal mode. Ooh, I got a unique weapon. There we go. Bish Bosh usually drops, usually drops a rare weapon. As you can see there, it's yellow flavor text. You identify it just like any other item with an identify scroll. Doesn't take anything special. It's actually better than what I have now, not defensively, but with stats, you know, I'd rather have that equipped. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here. We'll kind of explore this cave here in the Cold Plains next time. So this is OWTMS signing off, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.